Woo! Now I have to clean it. So, we all know Legos, right? I'm sure at some point or the other, you found one stuck to the bottom of your foot. These very humble plastic bricks have really revolutionized the toy world, and they built a whole empire. But did you know that this has not always been the case? That there was a time in history where we almost bid goodbye to what we know today as the Lego. The story of the Lego is a fascinating one. It is full of highs and lows and reinvention, and every time dealing with new challenges. But the best lesson that we can learn from the Lego is that it is really important to stay true to yourself. So I'm here today to tell you why you should care about the history of the Lego. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sheen and I am an Oxford and Cambridge graduate, and usually on this channel we devise strategies to improve personal and professional development. Today I want to share with you a very cool story about the Lego. Lego comes from the Danish sentence leg godt, which means play well. And did you know that the Lego is actually 88 years old now? Long time here, huh? So the story goes back to 1932, and the story starts with a very skilled carpenter called Ole Kirk Christiansen. He had a very small workshop in Denmark in Billund, but unfortunately business was not doing very well. So he had to let go of all of his workers and he had to close down his shop, which was very unfortunate. And now he had the issue of thinking, how will he provide for his 4 sons, especially after his wife suddenly passed away? But being very creative, he came up with an idea. He thought, well, I have a lot of wood in the workshop, I have all the tools, so why don't I try to make some toys to keep the kids entertained and at the same time to see if it might be a viable product. So the first toy that he actually made was a wooden duck. And this was the first step that he took that was pivotal for him, from moving from carpentry to now making toys. He was very diligent and made sure that everything was really high quality. And very quickly, word got around that, there's this really high quality wooden toy that's being sold around. So then his business started to pick up, and his eldest son then joined him in the business, and it was becoming very lucrative and he started doing very well. Then everything changed when he discovered the plastic injection molding machine, and he bought one, and at that time it was very controversial. Nobody knew what could be done with it, but he still got it. And he thought that now they're going to do a mix of plastic and wooden toys. And very soon after, they were making around 200 types of toys, which was a mix of both plastic and wooden. But the plastic toys were not doing that well. And at that point, he came up with the first type of brick, which was very different to the brick that we know now. And that was the basic brick that started the Lego tradition. But then he soon realized that, the toys seemed to only sell around Christmas time, and then the rest of the year, the sales would really plummet. So he started wondering what could the reason be for that. And on a random day, on a random boat trip, he meets this guy who tells him that, the reason why kids only are interested in toys around Christmas is because we're selling them ready-made toys, right? And there's not much creativity to it. They can just play with it once and then it becomes redundant, and then they get something else. And it's not like an ongoing process. They don't get attached to the toy. There's no systems around the toys. So he started thinking, and this is when the second breakthrough hit, the Lego story. So he thought, instead of selling them a ready-made toy, how about we sell them things that they can then build their own toy from, and therefore use their own creativity, their own vision, and use their hands, and therefore they feel like they've achieved something after they've built the toy. Great idea, right? And of course, soon enough, the Lego systems for play becomes really popular in Denmark, and they end up even exporting it to other countries. Kids around the world were very ecstatic and so happy about, building something with their own hands, which means that now they're creating their own toys. But then one day, Ole's own grandson was so happy to have built something from his Legos, so he's trying to carry it to show to his parents and grandparents what he has achieved. But then everything falls apart as soon as he starts to move it around, which is a little bit disappointing for the kids, right? So then that got them thinking, how about if the bricks could stick to each other so that whenever you carry it around, nothing happens, it doesn't crumble? And that got them to the drawing board again, trying to think of ways of how to make this happen in a way where it's not really compromising the integrity of the toy. It's not making it heavier, it's not making it unsafe, but it is making them stick together. And then comes the third secret to Lego's success story, which is building the tubes inside the Lego, which means that now the Lego are sticking to each other. From then on, Lego becomes one of the biggest names in the toy industry. Every child recognizes the Lego, and the rest is history, really. And I think as we're discussing the Lego today, let's discuss some of the numbers to give you an idea of the scale of the success of the Lego. For every person on Earth, there is 62 Lego bricks available. And laid end to end, each Lego brick that has been sold in a year would reach around the world 5 times. If you take 6 Lego bricks together, there are 915 million ways of arranging them into something. The world's children spend more than 5 billion hours in a year playing with Lego bricks. And you know how Lego produces the little minifigures, which are little people? 4 billion of them have been produced so far, which makes them the world's biggest population group. Lego sells about 75 million bricks in a year. Every second, retailers are selling around 7 Lego bricks around the world. And the last one, out of every 1 million bricks produced, only 18 are faulty. There are 3 main takeaways from the story of the Lego. The first one is to focus on your strength. Identify what you're very good at, what makes you different and unique, and just go full on your strength. Do not be scared to be the first one to do anything or to take risks. It's gonna bring you results for sure. Make sure to transform based on your customers' needs and their changing preferences so that you stay relevant and you stay catering to them. Transformation is hard, and the path will have loads of ups and downs along the way. Lego not only focused on what they're very good at and capitalized on their own strength, but they also kept assessing what is new in the market, what do people want, what are their pain points, how do we bring it all together in order to produce something that will make everyone happy out of a customer base. Lego had to transform or die, and they managed to do it so well that today they're one of the biggest empires in the world, and we all love it. So remember, next time when things are not going well for you, it is time to transform. Do not be scared, take the risk, and know your strengths. Thank you.